everybody's mind in the news. The budget is a little shaky. We may have it. It may go away. Pell Grants have increased. They've increased 3 semesters now. They go through the summer, so there is some money out there. The American Recovery and Investment Act has provided some for people if they know how to write for the grant. But amongst all that, and between all that, we make great contributions. Most of the people who are in health and safety come from a community college. 59%. 80% of our firefighters and police officers come from community college because they need so many credits to get in the police force now. So they're going to come through our doors. They may leave, but the police department and these groups are demanding that they have some type of credentials before they come into the force. So this brought up my study. I said, we need a different kind of mentor. Because we have student services, we have a counselor, we have an academic advisor, we have all these people with these names. But I think these people need a curriculum. They need a guided, focused way of teaching. Just like we, in academics, we figured out how to teach and how to teach math well and how to teach well. We need to teach them how to survive, and the words came out of this conference, negotiate the system. And we're not doing that well. We're not putting the pieces together and giving them a dedicated mentor with the curriculum. So what happens is this is a, I don't know whether you call it junk science or junk research, but it's been around a long time because I grew up in a time where on the ruler, they had do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. The teacher could get you, things could happen, and your parents supported them, so it was a different time. But they had a way of teaching civility. They had a way of teaching negotiation through the organizations, the clubs, the churches. They did a study. People used to belong to affiliations like the 4-H, the Girl Scouts. Now they don't have that. Between all this texting and Twittering, that socialization component is left. This homeschooling. So we need to start teaching soft skills again. And if you put it in a course, that's a little abstract and people are hesitant to take it. But if you design a group for teaching it, that's what I want us to think about. The soft skills are emotional and social intelligence. This comes out of people that's born with, it's cloth. There's a lot of people starting in this realm of social intelligence. They're moving it on the academic and the life skill literature. Set goals and measurable objectives to help students succeed in college. So if you want them to know the financial realm, that could be a goal. If you want them to know how to handle a conflict or grade dispute, we need to set measurable goals because, as you know, our creditors want us to know and measure. We need to assess it. The next thing, teach emotional intelligence skills as defined as self-awareness and self-management. A lot of us don't know, even in this room, who we are. So you know the students don't know who they are. They don't know when they're upset. They can't describe it. There's not a lot of reflection on how we live today. The other thing, social intelligence is described how you manage your outside relationships, how you get along with the teacher, how you get along with the bus driver who said you didn't pay and you did pay. So it's dealing with yourself and then dealing with your outside world. And then you need to construct an assessment with your teachers and your students to see if we are progressing as we teach these new skill sets. Okay, emotional intelligence and academic settings. I wanted to break it down. I have copies of the PowerPoint and everything. Conquering fears. A lot of people when they're afraid, I see 2 kinds of students. The ones who cry and the ones who shout and curse and carry on. I never get the in-between. So this is my life. All of them are fearful. And they find out, wait, the teacher wasn't good, they didn't teach me. Oh, this is, the reality. Controlling anger. Either crying is off as well as the shouting and the cursing, or the dropping out. You say, no, this is not the school for me. Practicing patience. Accepting reality. Setting realistic goals. You may not be a CPA in 3 years if you have 5 children, you work 2 jobs, and one of your children is special needs. You need to set a realistic goal or timeline. Something that takes you 7 years or 8 years to finish something, but it's okay. If you keep yourself up, you can make it. Knowing your limitations. If you don't know math, please say you don't know math. If you can't write, let's just say it. A lot of them, I can write, I can do this. This is a teacher's fault. Ability to ask questions. We haven't taught people it's okay to say, I don't know. We have to be the brightest, the smartest, there's an ego level there. And then setting priorities. What is most important? Is your health? Maybe you should stop school right now and then come back later. Around the social intelligence part, we want to teach effective listening. Most people, they have statistics about it. They're thinking about 10 other things while they're listening. Admit that you didn't listen to the lecture. Admit that you came an hour late and you really don't know. Norms and practices, the behaviors. It alarms me how many teachers and students, they don't know their teacher's name. They've been with them 14 weeks, and they say they have a problem, and I go, what's your teacher's name? I don't know. She's a short lady with black hair. There's a lot of ladies here. Looks like that. You don't know the name. You're with them 14 weeks, and you want me to beg for a better grade? You know, where's your culpability? What's the matter here? Self-perception. That they can come in a room and then they don't say good morning to each other or hello, and then they want this person to give them a chance. I'm not saying that we need to go back to the 50s because they weren't perfect, or the 60s or the 70s, but we do need to take some of the life skills and the communication and the core from that period. Presentation. They come in with the hat, and I don't know what they're saying. They need to know how they look. They need to know how they come off, especially if they're asking for so much. You're asking for an A, and you can't even look at me in the face, or you don't know your teacher's name, that whole presentation piece. And the outfit, I used to focus on that, but even bigger than the outfits, when you can't talk and express the complete sentence about what you need, the outfit is secondary, because we can get you another outfit, but expressing a sentence of asking and saying what you don't understand becomes really fundamental in your need. Shaping outcomes in social interactions. If you have a fuss with your teacher, if there are words, or if there are exchanges, they don't know how to go back and smooth it over. And they can't, I don't know whether someone made a mistake in saying I'm sorry or excuse me is the wrong thing to do, but we need to look at that. They get crazy around certain areas. So you start analyzing where this happens, and I was so happy to hear it in the workshop. When they wait for financial aid counseling for 3 hours, and then that counselor says you don't have the right paper. Oh my gosh. And then they have to come back. But then I heard in here, someone was talking about ways to alleviate that. Someone should check. Someone should work with them. Well, why don't they know? Or why don't they ask or call to say, what do I need when I come? So this is where a mentor could come in. Okay, try to get the schedule they want. Schools do have a problem there. Why would you give someone an 8 o'clock class? And I was so happy to hear about this in the other school. We give them an 8 o'clock class, but the daycare opens at 8 o'clock. That's not enough. We know they work, but we don't adjust. And I'm so happy to hear that the other school adjusted it, because you have to take reality into account. They're going to be late, and then you have a traditional teacher who's going to mock them absent. So we create our own cycle of problems. The test issue, the learning center, they don't like the C, the F, they take it as a personal affront. Can someone show them it's okay to fall down? Pick yourself up, get that paper, and take the test again. What happened to that? This F is not your whole life. And my famous line, this is not cancer, please. Take this test again and do it. So that's the other social part. Some of our teachers, and I was happy, and I talked with the groups, some of our teachers are not flexible. And they're not going to be flexible. They come from a society where you work time, you sat there, you shut your mouth, and you did your work. And I understand that. So getting the student to understand you're here to learn and you're here to get a grade. I cannot beat your accounting teacher. What do you want me to do? I can't beat them or re-raise them. I just need you to learn this material and move on. So that type of thing. They juggle family, school, and work. If the child is sick, if the child is sick, you have to set your priorities, or handling criticism. We need a mentorship or student services or counseling component that drills down to what they really need. In the room, I've heard them talk about like 1,000 to 1, that kind of thing, but if we not everybody wants to be an